this is going to work. Because last time, for whatever reason, it gave me a hard time about looking at my own thing without it, making it feel like it was multiplying in my room. So you guys can see one screen, right? You got the psychic development up on your
Yes.
front page there. Okay, cool. All right, so and again, sorry for the late start. I could talk. I could go on and on and on and on. My God, about any kind of subject. I love talking. I guess in that sense, I am a true Gemini. But only in that sense. I don't even like that I get called a Gemini. But and thank you for just muting. I was going to ask everyone if they would mute while I talk, and then there will of course be time for questions and answers later. And I know there's going to be several that are going to be listening back to this recording. So definitely, if you have any questions, let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Answer whatever questions once we are through. But this is the psychic ability development, and it's really all about activating your abilities. I like to tell my classmates here that I'm not here to really teach you anything, that I am here to remind you of what is within. Just to reactivate and to trigger those things and those memories within your own energy. I believe that we all come into this reality in that knowing, but we lose it. we get so distracted by everything and everyone and all the stuff going on around us that we just lose the ability to really have confidence and trust. Because even though we're such loving people, we are born into what some call sin, but I just call someone else's reality. Because it definitely does take us on a whirlwind of experiences and events that we probably otherwise would not have agreed to go through had we not known who we are and what we have the ability to overcome. A lot of us don't think we can overcome much because we're just stuck in the rut of repeating the same loop over and over and over again. And I like to say that that's the loop that has been labeled the law of attraction. You're told that your thoughts create your reality. Well, let me ask you, how many in the room are living their reality? Everything they thought it would be. Everything, all at once. Here we are. How many years later? Especially for me, because I heard about that programming, if you will, years ago, and when I believed it when I first heard it. I'm like, okay, let me try that, because I was seeing the reality of so many different perspectives going on around me. The unseen world, seeing spirits since I was little, then my reality of my parents, and the actions that they would perpetrate on me, yet telling me that their way was the way, and then of course the reality of churches and religion that do the same thing, kind of much, to perpetrate their way, and that's the only way. And so you get really stuck in all these different paragrams of different people's ideas, and it really causes an energy play from within that it just chaos. And that leaves you susceptible to the things that are going on in this reality. So many different distractions happening all at once. And so it limits your ability to actually focus in on who you are, to remember, what it is that you're doing here. We get just caught up in that you're here to learn lessons. We get caught up in that everything is, set up, just so and divinely right. We are where we're supposed to be. I do believe that we do have some ability to see that before we come in. We have a real good idea about what's going to happen. And we are of the mind of that sentient being that we are, thinking, well, we can overcome that, or I can get through that. I'm going to make it past that, and I'm going to retain. I'm going to retain my memory of who I am and what I'm doing. And then we get down here, and the energy play is just so dense. We're in these bodies that are subjective to gravity. And gravity is something that we fight. We don't want to be stuck in the gravity. We want to fly. How many of you want to fly? I know I want to fly, um, but here we are. And so we definitely want to move towards, changing your perspective a little bit. I like to tell everyone in the class that, today is your birthday. This is going to be your birthday from this moment on. This is your birthday. Today's your birthday. Yay, go you. Because you're going to gain a new perspective about who you are, and what it is you're doing here. You're actually going to start having memory. I'm, again, not one of those psychics that tell you that you cannot read for yourself. I read for myself all the time. Spirit tells me all the time. I get very prophetic dreams. I get synchronicity. It all plays out in my world. It does. Spirit tells me if I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm even talking to them about what's going on, how who's doing what, and if I'm sometimes shown it's them. It's the other person on the other end of the line. Oh, okay, now see, I got to plan my strategy now and be in that offensive mode, not offensive. Offensive. I'm on the offense. I'm going to now strategize and maneuver myself in a place that I need to be, because I've got to move around what it is that Spirit's showing me now. That's how synchronicities work. The original caller ID. Yeah. Oh, hey, Kat. Oh, I hear the babies in the background. Say hi. Kat, you're mute. You can mute your mic if you like to, or just let everybody say hi real quick. Cute babies, though. All right. So, moving on. Yeah, the original caller ID, pretty much, No worries, no worries. I love hearing the babies because I miss my babies so much. Yeah, so no worries. But thank you for muting, so we can move on. Yay. And everyone say hi to Kat. All right, so, and you may know her as Cassie. I don't, if you don't recognize her. She has changed her name inside the room as well. Okay, so really activating your memory is really about who you are and giving you that new perspective, and causing you to, go outside of your box and to really, open up. I'm gonna push you to do things that you probably are gonna go, I can't do that, but I don't want you to. I want you to, as soon as you have that thought, you change that thought. That thought's not yours. Your true natured self is who you are, and that's who you're going to be activating and really working in, because you're going to start saying to yourself, yes, I can. I know I can, and and not only know I can, but I see it happening. You're going to see it happening in your mind, and you're just going to be it. You're just going to start operating in that. That's my hope for you, is that you activate all of those psychic abilities, because it is all a lot encompassing as well. That's why we go through 8 weeks, 8 different little weeks that we have that go by really fast, and so it's really just about retaining what you can of the memories that are going to be activated, and then knowing that it's all going to be stored there for you, and it's all going to come out, as you move forward. This is a personal journey that you're going to be taking with your inner self, your higher self, your guides, your angels, your all those that have agreed to be with you at this time show up, and so different ways, different things, different synchronicities start happening in your world. And it gives you a different perspective, and it allows you to see things in a clearer mode, actually, because you start, working really, this is the psychic ability, but we do still have you do like the aura, the connecting and grounding video, getting your chakras aligned, and really starting that relationship within yourself, because that's one of the biggest things that we use for protection, as far as in my world goes. Let me see what you're saying over here. Yes, and hi. No worries. Okay, sorry, Jerry. Okay. Just saying hello. Okay, nothing to me. Oh, wait, trying to find how to load a photo, but don't want to load every photo. Want to Google that. Okay, I'm just making sure nobody's asking questions or anything yet. And if you do, please go ahead and put it in caps for me if you have a question. And then I can see it and pick it up easier. Okay, thank you. All right, so this, like I said, is an 8-week journey into accessing, activating, and expressing your intuitive abilities, mediumship, and we also go into medical intuitive abilities. Again, it's activating everything. Your psychic abilities, your mediumship abilities, your medical intuitive abilities. Not everybody does all of them, but you're going to find that you're going to have one of those connections that you're going to be more in tune with, and so you're going to focus more on. We have people who take the class and then they go on to take a more in-depth mediumship class, or they take a more in-depth way to read aura class, or they take, different classes that bring out the spiritual healers and things in them. It just starts activating and bringing things closer. And dream coaching. I'm also a dream coach, certified dream coach. Just because it activates all those things, and all of them work in tune together. So we're going to be working first, though, with setting the intentions. That's the biggest thing, what we're doing here. Your intention isn't just about you to be able to learn and to attain, some new ability, but really have the intention that it's going to edify your world. That this is really more about finding your ability to, find your guidance in your world, your everyday, what am I doing, day-to-day world. Because we don't want to think of activating your abilities is just something that you do when you're doing a reading for someone, or something that you do when you're meditating and trying to connect with your spirit guides. This is literally something that you're going to do 24/7, because you're going to find out that your spirit world, your psychic abilities, and your physical world, your senses, work together. And so it's going to activate and start a teamwork of everything going on inside you. So setting the intention that it just edify you to your highest self, to be, you're the best you can be, and then to operate in that knowing, so you can make choices better for your world, and so that it's like I said, I get into stuff just because I'm psychic and I understand, what the energy play is, doesn't mean that the energy play still doesn't try to infiltrate my world. And so I still, every day we have to really, set that, well, like I say right here, it's to adjust your vibration. And it's not to make you, raise you higher than anybody else. I don't want anyone to think that because you're activating and you're adjusting your vibration that now you're rising up this higher level and you're better, or, higher than anybody else. It's not levels like that. It's vibrations. What are you adjusting your vibration to? And so you're going to be finding your intention and the guidelines to be able to set your vibration so that you can receive and trust what you see in your heart's eye. And that's the other reason for going through the video with clearing your chakras and really getting in that connection, because you do have a heart's eye. And that heart's eye is what is now accumulating all of the physical things that you're going through, all the emotional things that you're going through. Everything that you're going through right now is really, we hold it in our heart. And that's why they have those expressions, you have a broken heart, or you're wearing your heart on your shoulder. You just, have so many expressions that relay what it is that you're doing, but we hold it all in our heart. But if we clear that, we're going to see that heart is actually what we're connecting to. So when we have our heart's eye open, we're connecting to energies around us. And the clearer that heart's eye is, free of all of the emotional muck and guck and stuff of everything we go through, then you're going to have a clearer vision for yourself and for those that you're touching. Whether it be through a reading or just consoling someone, or just being that smile and that eye connection for someone, you're doing it with your heart's eye. And that's, again, when we do that projection even into someone else, it's through their heart's eye. And that's your key. That's the connection, everybody. It's actually the only organ in your body that, scientists want to say it emits more energy than any other organ in your body. And it actually can be measured to where it's, extended a good 20 feet around your body. And that's the only one they've been able to measure. So that's the only one they say is there, but they all light up like that. But it is true that your heart expands more, and it emits more, and that's why we work from the heart's eye. So exploring the various clairvoyances also that are available to us, and again, that definition is the ability to gain information about an object, person, location, or physical event through means other than the known human senses. Again, your 5 senses is what you're going to be activating and working with on your psychic clairvoyances as well. And then we're also going to be accessing that connection to your third eye and opening up that intuitive channel from within. So it's really important for you to be in the practice, in the habit, at least twice a day during the first week of doing this class, that you're going to start doing that connection video, because I really need you clear so that when we go into that third eye activation, you move right on up. That can actually cause physical harm when one goes to activate their third eye. If they go just simply to the third eye and try to activate it without connecting to all the other energy sources, then that's where you get the people who have physical ailments and Oh, there's all kinds of different stories about what people have gone through trying to activate their third eye without doing that proper connecting. I mean, it's our energy system is so important in so many different ways, but definitely when you're talking about connecting to that third eye, that's your vision. And again, that's the vision that speaks to that heart's eye, and so that you're able to have those expressions. So you want that to be a good, clear connection when we do that. So, but it also allows you, once you do that, to become more even aware of the gut instinct. Again, it builds that confidence in all of your abilities because you're connecting it with the third eye, your heart's eye, and your stomach, which is your gut instinct. In my my chakra class, my aura, I was about to call it the the energy chakra that it is, but for the purpose of this class, it is where you're going to feel that gut instinct. It's the same yellow chakra, your solar plex chakra, that gives you that information that's connected to your heart's eye and connected to the brain, your third eye. So we actually have three. Then this is scientific too. I'll show you a little chart later about the connection that they've made, calling it three brains that's in your stomach that speak to each other, and the same thing that is what we're activating and connecting to when we're talking about opening your third eye and trusting that gut instinct, and talking about connecting to your heart's eye. They're all three connected and they speak to each other. So the clearer we are, the purer that those messages come through, the more confidence that you have in what you're expressing, whether it's to yourself or in a reading to someone else. So we'll also have class experiments in testing all of those clairs and activating and expressing all of your senses. Various other class experiments range from stretching your imagination to using visualization. That's the vision, information, and visual form. Using envelopes and boxes that contain objects for you to peer into, to subjective and subliminal conversations that will entice the telepathic in you. I can't wait to get into my next class because we're going to talk a lot more about the telepathic in you. And I don't mean the PAD class, the class that I've been working on. I'm sorry, throw you off. But we actually express more telepathy than you realize. A lot of us do it with siblings. We do it with our spouses. We do it with our children. We do it with our animals. We really do. I mean, you could be talking about, anything and anywhere, and, just thinking about somebody and they call you. I don't even have to call one of my dearest friends that I'm going to actually be seeing when I'm in Montana. But he's one of my oldest friends. I don't even have to call him anymore. I just let him know, by thinking about him. And sure enough, within a good, 5 to 6 hours, depending on what his day is like, he calls me. I don't have to call him. I just think about him, I think I have a question for him, and then when I have time later is usually when he ends up calling. So we really do use the telepathic ability more than we realize. And so, God, can you imagine if we just open that up? So yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that also. But also gaining perception about meditation. And again, people have some really crazy ideas about meditation, even about how long they should do it, how they should sit, And for me, trust me, because I work with so many that are disabled. I work with paraplegic, people who are paralyzed, that cannot sit up straight, and they cannot sit with their legs and their arms uncrossed. Especially with those with arthritis and things, they've got those, oh my gosh, I've just worked with so many people that could not straighten out, but they still got the energy and they still understood and feel it, they still feel it. So when we're talking about gaining perception of meditation, it's really, you could be standing at your kitchen sink, which our lovely Anne used as an example. She's standing at her kitchen sink doing her dishes and zones out, she's getting her mechanics are down, she's doing the dishes, but her mind is in that meditative state for just, however brief moment she has. For me, it's just sitting down and taking, 1 or 2 moments throughout the day. It's like we're in a constant state of prayer when we're connected to our higher self. Our higher self takes over all of those tasks that we cannot do. So we're in a state of constant prayer for all to edify ourselves and everything around us constantly. So we know that in those moments that we have to relax, it's not about connecting, but just taking a moment. So we're going to give you a little more example about those meditative things that you need to do for yourself, because it's really about taking care of yourself and really living in that psychic connection, and knowing all your answers are within you, and you're going to also access some of that personal history. Some of your past lives and things will come through as well. We're going to go over some of the tools of the trades as well. Brief examples of what can be used, such as the tarot cards, pendulums, the dowsing rods, which is one of my favorites too. And then we're also going to be doing exercises to build the trust and confidence needed in mediumship and medical intuitive ability. No more second guessing. And then we're going to go over the code of ethics of delivery of information and messages. And again, those are really simple things. When we sit down and we break it down individually, when you talk about it just now and took 10, 15 minutes to go over everything, it's going to take 8 weeks to go through it. The last few weeks, though, are going to be more intensified about your readings. The way the structure of the classes break down is we have pop quizzes that will be put up in the group every week, as well as group exercises. And so those will count towards 25% of your grades, and then another 25% is showing up in the live classes and participating in the group exercises. And then 50% of it, though, is about your readings. Because we can talk about readings all day long. We can talk about psychic abilities all day long, but until you start connecting and really understanding that connection and understanding that it's no expectations, no expectations on self, sitter, or spirit, that you just remove all of those, because we're going to just allow it to be pure connection. And with that, we have no expectations, because when we're talking about what even a psychic is, it's you're using different powers outside of yourself. It's your, some people want to call it different things. For me, it's my relationship with God. It's my connection with the Great Spirit, Mother Earth, and understanding that the information that I'm receiving is from them, and from the universal energies that are around us. And so, when we talk about, being able to have those powers of psychic abilities, it really is just relating to the mind and how powerful the mind is. And they don't even know what half the things our brain can do. Scientists have only narrowed down a few things, so they don't know it all, because whoever designed this awesome body, the way that it is designed and works together, it does not work. I mean, if you lose a limb, such as a finger or an arm or a leg, your body's still going to get by. But for the most part, the inner workings of your body, your organs, your blood, your vessels, and everything that works together has to have one another to work. If your kidneys stop working, that's it. Your liver, that's it. Your heart, that's it. Your brain, that's really it. But it all has to work together, and that's how it is when we're talking about the psychic energy, because once you start connecting and you seeing it all has to work together. It's a symphony that's going on around you all the time, and so it's just getting your song out there, and putting your energy out there, and really understanding that you're connecting and you're receiving from the Great Spirit, the person that you're connecting to, Mother Earth. You're all involved, and they're all giving you information. So there's no expectations on you, because it's not you. You don't know that stuff about the person that they just told you, so it's not you. It's spirit working through you. You're an open vessel for that energy, that connection. And again, even if it's just for receiving for yourself, you don't have to go out and be a practicing psychic. In fact, who all in this class right now intends to go out and be a working psychic, and that's going to be it. It's for the most part, what we're talking about here is working for yourself, and getting yourself aligned and getting that vibration within yourself to understand, where to go, what's the next move, and what has to happen next in order for you to be edified and, live it as not live just as you want it to be, but live in harmony and in balance in the energy around us. Anyone? Anyone in the chat planning on it? I know Barbara, she does a lot. Adrian works outside. Charity does a lot for a lot of people. Kat, aren't you a lawyer? Y'all can hear me, right? I'm like, all right, making sure I'm not just going on about myself. All right. Yes, yes. Okay. All right, so, again, when we're talking about what is it to be psychic, it's a psychic uses that energy, and it's described as strange mental powers and abilities, such as the ability to predict the future, to know what other people are thinking, or to receive messages from the dead people that cannot be explained by natural laws, that physical stuff. You would like to eventually work for yourself, yeah. You know, and again, it's very possible, So you just have to, and it's not about just working on what it is that you want, but how's that going to edify, yourself and those around you, and how you're going to edify those that come to you, because you really do kind of, set ourselves up. And again, I love the public, and I would always used to work in sales, so I have a really good way of getting them to buy things and talk to them about what they want, and feed into their desires, right? And as a psychic medium, I kind of have to put the brakes on that thought, because it's not about buying into what it is that they are in wanting, but rather what spirit would have them know, and what spirit thinks that they need at this moment, and possibly to get to what it is that they want. But in this moment, it's really about what spirit would have them know, and opening up yourself to the energies that are going to come to you. Charity, you say you want to be a healer, which is awesome because again, you have the ability. So you know that you have to keep yourself protected. You have to keep yourself in a way that you don't take on whatever it is, the disease or ailment, whatever it is, that the whoever it is that comes to you, even if it's just an emotional healing that has to happen, it still could leave an impression on you. Because again, we have external energies that can affect us, and those come via people, places, things, and other energies. So, well, yeah, and always do it afterwards. But we're going to set up we're setting up the conversation to lead into how to set up that intention before doing that energy work, and before you get started, before you even pick up the phone to talk to somebody, before you answer an email from somebody who's wanting your assistant, because again, the way I have my site set up is they pay for a reading, and then they fill out my form. So not only do I get the notification from PayPal that there's been a payment made, I also get notification from my email that they've sent in their request, whether it be an hour reading, a Reiki, whichever the service is that they've purchased for it, even the classes. So before I open that email, before I even look at PayPal to see what was there, I do a cleansing myself. I do a I protect myself. For me, I need to be protected 24/7. Because I'm constantly doing energy work. As far as I'm concerned, everything I do is energy work, whether it's helping my mother or cleaning my house or, driving my sister around or whatever it is. It's all energy work, doing, classes or, like I said, reading emails. Because I get a lot of requests, just via email even, for people who can't afford my services because they know that I do a lot of free stuff. And so I get a lot of requests just for people, wanting a reading, and they can't afford to pay. I also do bartering, which is an awesome thing that I think everybody needs to set up, because we all need other things, whether it be someone to work on your website or, whatever. It may be even somebody local in your area that you can barter services with, or things for. You know what I mean? You know what the barter system is, right? I think it's all an energy exchange. So whether it's payment or barter. But anyway, it's my protection. I need to stay protected 24/7 because there are always someone, something, some energy coming at me. Even if it's an email, it's just as innocent as someone asking for a reading. Because of whatever it is that they're going through, is going to come around and and try and infiltrate into me. That's the way energy works, positive or negative, whatever you want to say. Energy infiltrates out. It's just like if you go into a haunted house, but it's not really a haunting because you don't have ghosts that are running through, but per se, but you do have residual energy, that's just repeating the same noise over and over again. The same walking up and down the staircase. That can be residual. It can also be an entity, but it can be residual. But in any case, you want to be able to be protected all the time. It's your intention to do any type of energy work, then you yourself need to understand that you have to stay in protection all the time, because really your experience and everything is going to be determined. Your outcome is going to be determined by how you step into that. So really the most important intention is that you be of the mind that it's not your gift or your energy that you're working with, but with that of the universal energies, our creator source, to which the possibility of communications exist. That you allow the flow of energy to bring in the information you are seeking. Do not overthink it. In fact, no thinking allowed. You're simply to be an open channel, operating in the love of the divine and allowing that energy to flow through you. So for protection and safety are the biggest thing. So techniques to obtain that safety, of course, are the chakra video that I'm going to have you guys do, the connecting and grounding video. I'll put the link up in the site, or rather on the group page. But as you see your connection, chakras all charged and connected to the divine, or Mother Earth, you set your boundaries of protection all around your physical body, and then you extend that out 10 feet into the energy field around you. This balances out the frequencies and allows the energy flow to the divine to express the protections needed, and it opens the heart's eye as well. So the more you are connecting to your chakras and you're staying in that energy, again, you just use the video as a tool until you see it in your mind's eye that you can do that with just a thought. You can be in that energy. You just keep yourself in that flow, and I call it my spiritual condom. And sometimes I imagine that spiritual condom extending out, being layers thick, and within that 20 feet around me, depending on where I'm going. Especially when I go into a paranormal investigation, I keep that spiritual condom up thick, because that energy can come from anywhere. Once you walk into that place, actually that energy usually starts interacting with me before I go to that investigation. That energy interacts with me. And so I want to be protected. You can also wrap yourself in a blanket of loving, comfortable blue energy. It embraces the energy and pulling it all around you in your light body while calling on your higher self and guides to protect you in this moment. Blue is the color for healing and expression, reaffirming your ability to trust in your messages that you receive. Is someone trying to say something, or somebody keeps coming back in the room? Okay, no, you're just turning off your apps and stuff. All right, good. I'm glad you're playing. You'll get it all, and you've already been through this, so you know. All right, so we're also going to be going through several affirmations. Affirmations are words that we just repeat, right? I want you to actually write these down and then put them up on Post-it notes around your house, and just constantly reaffirm them to yourself every day. And you can put them in different areas, like the one that says, say it with me, I am connected, grounded, balanced, protected, and flowing in the love of the divine. Put that one on the bathroom mirror, so you see that in the morning. So that's your first thought, because that mantra right there actually activates your chakras. It connects your chakras, it grounds your chakras, it balances your chakras, it protects your chakras, and it allows them to maintain that flow of the love of the divine. And I have people who didn't have time to do the video, yet they took that mantra and they said that mantra every day. And weeks after saying the mantra, they started seeing their energy. They started seeing colors, that they hadn't seen before in their mind's eye. And so they were, sending me messages, what are these colors? And I'm like, that's awesome. That's your chakras. So it activates their chakras because, again, why we do affirmations in the first place is because we have receptors in our brain, and those receptors get used to the way we think, way we talk, what we do, right? And so they're used to the way you've been. So since today's your birthday, your new thought is going to change those receptors in your brain. And you have to tell those receptors, just like, the little unruly children that they can be, just to listen. that you're going to change the thought and that they have to accept it now. And then you're going to basically be reprogramming those receptors from your old man ways, and then you're going to be thinking in your new man way. And that is the I'm connected, grounded, balanced, protected, and flowing in the love of the divine. And it's going to activate those chakras within you. And it's going to reaffirm by, rechanging those receptors in your brain to get them going on along that same thought. The next one is I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. Now repeat this one 5 times with your arms stretched out wide. Just, get yourself in the mode of remembering the affirmation so that you can just say it without having to read it. But, stand there stretched out, and just one with the universe and just say it, and to see that energy and let me know. In fact, let's do it real quick. Everyone, real quick, just put your arms out, stretch them out, and I will say it so you can just say it along with me, and I'll count it down so that I know we're at 5. But we're going to say this affirmation real quick, and then we're going to move on to the next one. All right, ready? Everyone say they're ready in the room. Say we're ready. Yes, we're ready. Ready. All right. Okay, cool. So arms stretched out. I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. I am one with the universal energies. It is flowing through my body now. I can feel it. Whew. Let me know if you felt that rush. I felt it. And I was counting down, making sure I was on 5. Yes. Yes, definitely. All right, cool. So put that up where whenever you need a boost throughout your day. And then so just stand there. And even if you don't have time to put your arms out straight, just repeat it 5 times. But you can feel that energy just flow through you, letting you know, just affirming your connection. Gaining that confidence. That's what it's all about. The next one is I'm an open channel for love and only wish to experience visions for the edification of self. Now I want you to put that one where you're going to go meditate, so that you can remember that before you go to sit and meditate, that you want to only have those visions for the edification of self. And again, that removes the selfishness, because you're not saying that I want to only experience the good, or only the positive, You're saying that visions of the edification of self. And that's going to bring you visions that you need to show you the next synchronicity, to show you the next way to go, to show you the next thing to do, knowing that you're operating in that intention of that open channel for love. And really, that gives you the visions for other people as well. I can't tell you how many visions I have that I want to implement so badly, because they encompass, just everything that I think our society needs. Self-sustainment, for one, and bringing the homeless into positions of jobs and self-sustaining while still living free enough to, I don't want to control anybody. I don't want to take anybody off the streets that doesn't want to be taken off the streets. But all I'm saying, though, is, the more that you get into that edification of self, you start seeing visions for not just yourself, but for everyone around you, because everything we do affects everything. And the more we understand that, the more, again, we start paying attention to our choices, and not allowing what we perceive to be those negative things, to affect us. Even if we made that choice, it comes out negative, that's okay. My intention was good. I'm that open channel for love. And so if I experience these visions for us all, then, and if it doesn't work out, then it's not that nobody did their part. It's just that other external energies didn't allow it to happen. So we just move forward. It didn't stop me. And so you might get that. You also might see some negative things out there, because seeing and being made aware of certain energies around you is important. And again, no fear, no hesitation. Spirit's not going to show you anything that you can't handle. And guess what, girls? You can handle anything and everything, right? It doesn't matter. Well, what? We've already done it. I ain't got to prove it to you. You already know, right? Pretty much you already know. All right, so these are the affirmations I want you to write down. And again, if you didn't get them down while we're sitting here, I'm going to post them in the room along with the video for the connecting and grounding. But so, all right, so let me see. I already written them down. Awesome, Barbara. Awesome. All right. And again, though, I'll put them over there. So really, that's what I want you to do for this first week's assignment is to work on the meditation safe place. It's like I want you to be able to sit down. And it doesn't have to be for more than a minute if it doesn't have more than a minute. 5 minutes if you have 5 minutes. Don't do an hour, though. Anything longer than 10 minutes, I call a nap. Okay? It's just about more or less being conscious that you are taking time for yourself. Those meditations, those visualizations, whatever it is that you got a minute for, just stop for a second and do it. Exactly. See, you've meditated for 20 minutes and fell asleep. I do. After 10 minutes, I fall asleep. It's happening. It is happening. And so even my videos are under 10 minutes. They're usually 9 minutes and 49 seconds. They're under 10 minutes. Because really, it's not about, who can sit the longest. Because, again, my legs fall asleep. I can't sit in an Indian position too long. If I'm laying down, I'm falling asleep. So it's really just about taking a minute for yourself. And like Barbara's saying, in the shower is good. You can. I get a lot done too when I'm standing in that shower. The water is a definite, conduit, right? And so it not only helps ground us and connects us. Water is, oh my God, we connect to that more than anything on this planet, actually, besides energy, because that's what your body is made up of. And so, yeah, being in the shower is awesome. You get a lot floating through. It's not natural for a human body. Sometimes I'm sitting in front of the PC and I just stop and gaze out of the window and go away. Exactly. Not, yeah, exactly. Just it's about taking the moment and just strategizing. And really, it's about retraining your brain that you do have a second. Just to stop and be. And it's not about stopping and getting all kinds of visualizations and everything of what you do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you going to that meditative state, safe place, briefly, and then just writing down that you did, and then just, at the end of the week, you're going to see, if you haven't done it before, that you're going to see a difference even on how you feel, just because you allowed yourself to take time, because especially us women, it's like they say it's a man's world, but let me tell you, if it weren't for the women, it'd be a vacant world. Not just the reproductive side of it, but because, men would perish. We do so much. We really do a lot. Even if we don't have a spouse, we've got family, and even if it's not the family, it's the friends, and then if it's the family, it's the kids, it's the grandkids. I can go on and on and on. All right, so is it normal to see golden flashes of light when grounding? Yes. Okay. And again, when you're grounding, you're connecting to Mother Earth, a pure, beautiful light. And most of the time when I am in the presence of that energy, it's all the golden strands and, the silvers and golds, But I definitely have that gold strands coming from Mother Earth, and that's for me is what you're grounding into, is to Mother Earth. You're connecting, you're grounding, getting your physical body in that energy. And again, a lot of the universal tones are going to be golden, right? And Charity, you've been doing this, for a little while. I know you know how to read already. In fact, you're going to be paired up with some people, so be ready. But definitely you're able to see different energies, that are around you. When you ground, you get so much energy coming through your body. Oh yeah. And when I'm not just, connecting to Mother Earth and the universal energies, even connecting to other people, and I start to even feel what they're feeling. If I'm, because I do, when I do personal readings, they're energy readings. So we go in through the chakras. And while I'm in, I don't just go in and read them. I'm charging them. I'm amping them up. I'm, giving them that universal connection experience that I feel. And so I can feel when they are feeling it, when they feel rushes coming up and, just the flow of it going through their body. It's amazing, that we can feel that when we're connecting and when we're connecting to one another. We really do get ourselves edified. It's like they say, as we give, we receive. And we do, and it's in that energy exchange that we receive. In every reading that I do for anyone else, I always take a note from it. You know what I mean? There's always a universal message in every reading that you give to anybody, even for yourself. There's those universal undertones that are kind of pulling you and saying, remember me? And so, with everything that we do and everything that's going on, that we really do need to learn how to just take our time. Take time that for yourself. And I want you to come back into the group and write down, let us all experience it together. Even if you were just taking that moment while you're doing the dishes, or you, like Barbara says, in the shower, or, just a moment to look out the window at your office, turning from your screen and from the job and the responsibility, just taking a moment. Because we can't fall asleep at work. But just take that moment and just see how you feel at the end of the day. See how you feel at the end of the week by just taking that moment, and allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to just stop for a second and just turn it all off. Just don't do it while you're operating a motor vehicle, or the recording here will come back and snip me in the butt. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. Work on a meditation safe place. Set a strategy to take time for that little meditation visualization. Write it out and submit it into the HSA pad group. Okay? All right. So I'm going to get a drink and ask at this time if anybody has a question or anything to come on and ask away. And I'm going to stop my screen sharing here. Let's see what happens if it does it. Yay, did it. Okay. Barbara says no questions. All right, so they're going to be posted up in the group, the video, the affirmations, and the weekly assignment for this week. And then that's what it's going to be for the next week. I just want you to get really in touch with you, take that time for you, and again, no longer than a few minutes. It doesn't have to be anything longer than 10, especially. Nothing long and drawn out. Just those moments for you in the middle of your day, because I guarantee you, most of us right now we don't do it. But I want you to strategize it out. That you're going to just tell your mind that when you have a second to stop, take a deep breath, that you're going to allow yourself and give yourself permission to do so. And I'll post all that up on the group in Facebook. Otherwise, that's it. I'm going to let y'all go and get on with your evening. If no one has any questions. Nope. Oh, yes. Well, you go on with your day, Barbara. That's right. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning for you, right? So you go on with your day, and good luck with all that packing and moving, and hopefully it just goes smoothly and right for you and no issues. All right. So in the beginning of the video, you mentioned something about taking the right steps with the chakra. Oh, thank you, Barbara. You're welcome. No, much love to you too. So in the beginning of this video, you mentioned something about taking the right steps with the chakras. Yes, or else you can get injured. Right, that's in the opening and activating the third eye. We do that in the third week of class here. So my hope for you is that between now and then, you will have developed that relationship with your chakras, because you're going to do that through the connecting and grounding video that I'm going to post up for your assignment this week. and you're going to take the steps of just listening to that twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. So even if you have to get up, 10 minutes early in the morning before you go to work, get up 10 minutes early just so you can listen and do that video. By the end of the 3 weeks, because they say that it takes 21 days to start a new habit, you will have retrained your receptors to accept the energy that the connected chakras and the balanced chakras and protected chakras are going to bring to you now. So you will be fine by the time we come to the third eye activation, which happens the third week, the third class. Hopefully that helps you. Did I explain? Or else yes. So you're all good right now, Adriana. We're not doing no third eye activation right now. We're going to get you all charged up. What minor things can I do to help enhance the pad? For right now, just open yourself to doing that, the connecting video, and repeating the mantras, learning that you need to retrain your receptors to accept the energy vibration that you are now vibing to, rather. You know what I mean? Because it's all about adjusting your vibration. So knowing and just being open that you're adjusting your vibration to meet that of the vibrations that's going to bring you the information. We're retraining your brain right now. So let's just, keep go. Oh, thank you, Charity. Good. It's amazing. It is amazing what the mantras do. So we're just going to have you repeating the mantras and opening your chakras and getting that connection starting with your higher self. Because really, when we connect with our chakras, we are connecting to our higher self. And we're getting that teamwork going. Oh, I will repost the video also of the video that's recorded from tonight's class. So you'll have the link to be able to come back and watch. Let me see. It's amazing. Okay, yes, the last question. How can I? There you go. Where's the video? Then, Charity, we just don't realize what our subconscious picks up and holds on to exactly. And really the programming that happens from birth to us is just incredible when you really, I mean, I was raised in the military and I've got so many, I just know some things that they do to your subconscious from birth. They train, they program, and we're really just adjusting because we weren't told from birth just how powerful we are. Now we're finding out, and so we really have to adjust our vibration from what's been created around us to now what we know that we have to maneuver through. And we're in that, the offensive maneuvers, and getting around the energy play and finding our place in it is really what we're doing, remembering who we are and removing all that subconscious programming. We are truth seekers, and it's that truth about energy, right? That we'll all learn. We'll all get to it eventually. That's the awesome part about it. I've been doing what I'm doing now for 22 years, and it just gets better and better. That's all I can say. It does get better and better. There's still trials and tribulation going on because there's people around us creating their own energy, creating their own whatever they want to call their truth, whatever their reality is. But we're making it through. We're still here. That's the good news. So I'm going to post all that up. If there's no more questions, unless there is. If there is, please ask away. Otherwise, I'm going to post all that up for you with the links to be able to listen back. I'll also be starting a student doc for you on the docs so that you can get copies of the slide every week as well. So we'll have lots of stuff going on in the HSI Pad group. So be sure and add that group to your favorites so that you can come back, because you never know when I'm going to throw a pop quiz in there too. And then also group exercises and that are going to be happening. So you want to be sure and add that to your favorites so you can be sure and come in. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go. We'll see y'all on Facebook, and we'll see you back here next. Gosh, what is it going to be? Thursday? What date is that? The 10th, right? I think. Don't quote me on that. Pop quiz is off for real and 25% of your grade. So, but they're all just geared to activate and trigger your memory. Yes, cool. The 10th. All right, then. We'll see y'all then. I'm gonna go ahead and stop broadcasting, and we'll see y'all on Facebook.